Hola and welcome to the part two, the second edition of the Solid Switch podcast. I'm your host, Latrell. I am here with Julian Jackson. Julian, what's up, man? How you
How you
feeling?
doing?
I'm good, man. You know what episode this is, man?
What episode is
You
it?
know what episode we're on? I want you to say it because I feel like because before
Yeah,
he was trying to,
yeah,
I'll let y'all know how we do this. So before we even hop on record, we go over like what we're gonna talk about, the episode, number we on and things like that. So a lot of
yeah,
times I get it wrong because I have a horrible memory, and he always check me on that. And so
yeah.
I was gonna say what episode it was, but I didn't want
Mhm.
to mess it up. So that's why that's why
Yeah,
I waited. I'm gonna let you tell the people episode number we on.
yeah. It's episode 10. It's crazy we say episode 10 because like I remember when we first started and we was thinking about that first episode. And so now we 10 episodes in and I feel like we got so much more confident with the podcast with just, talking about, topics that we're interested in and then how we can, improve on the podcast, but how we can improve just in life, everyday life. So I'm excited that we want our podcast, to align with what we doing in life, So episode 10 it is. So yeah.
Man, that's crazy. If you think about it, like we just had a conversation about it before we hopped on, man. Just to think how far, we've come since then and like all the things that's happened.
Yeah.
You're gonna have another baby. Like you found out
Oh yeah,
your
yeah.
wife, got pregnant, you know what I mean? And, I found a new job, a new career. And it's just a lot of new things that happened within that 1 year. It just
Yes,
shows
sir.
you, it's good to have that little, little reminder. You go back to, we watched the episode we made a year ago. Like, damn, what was that a year ago? Look how far we came now. Look, it just
Yeah.
shows you how to, you got to keep pushing. Because just because you're not where you want to be right now doesn't mean you're never going to get there. It just means you got to work that much harder right now to try to get where you're going. I messed up.
Yeah, you definitely. Yeah.
I definitely
We
messed
gotta
up. I'm
do-
playing. How do I end this?
Now,
Continue. My bad.
you definitely gotta just stay patient, and just kind of just take your time and it's a day-to-day process. And we're gonna talk more about that in this episode, just about how that looks. But just realizing like, you're not gonna go from okay to great in one day. It takes time to become great. It takes time to like build on those things. So like I said, you just started a new job and everything, new career and everything. I salute you on that, by the way. And then,
Appreciate it, man.
I mean, and that's a big, and that's something we've talked about for like, for months, like, and then you also about to go to grad school. So congrats on that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
Right here,
appreciate it,
hey,
man.
counselor right here, mental health counselor. Like, y'all going book already.
I'm just trying to help people. That's all I'm trying to do, man. You call me, I don't matter what it is. I'm just trying to help people, man. I feel like I'm blessed to have the opportunity to, like you said, start a new career. Also, go back to grad school and further my education. Because for the longest, I've been scared to do that. I've been scared to, hop on that journey and try that again because I'm like, man, you got all these excuses why you should do something and why now might not be the best time. But I had to remind myself, like, some of you always challenge me on, like, why not now? What's stopping you from doing it right now? So I sat down, thought about it, like, what is stopping me? Nothing's stopping me from doing this right now. Of course, it's going to be challenging. Of course, it's not going to be easy, but what in life is easy? You know what I mean? So I'm very thankful.
Not easy. If it was easy,
Nothing.
everybody do it. That's how I see it.
Exactly. Having a good life, a happy life was easy. Every single person on this earth would be doing it.
Oh yeah.
They didn't do it all. So.
Oh yeah. And we're gonna talk more about that. I know just even when you think about that, a lot of those things is going to like the habits, the routines, the things that you telling yourselves, those self-talks really do make a difference. So and I think like you said earlier, like challenge. Like we challenge each other every single day. But to also challenge yourself, like on some like look yourself in the mirror, like, yo, what's up? You gonna do something or what? You know what I'm saying? Or are you gonna be like, and it's times where you might look in the mirror or something, you like like you down or something. But if you could just like challenge yourself instead of saying like, why me? Like I heard this thing one time, motivation, like, why me? Like, try me. So like try me, let's make it happen. And so really just like being on that every day on just own it, and like you don't know where it's gonna take you. Decisions you take, you don't know where it's gonna take you. You know what I'm saying? like you said earlier, you like mental health counselor, you might have something bigger than that for you, you know what I'm saying, out there. You might go, I want you to be more than a mental health counselor. I want you to be, overseeing multiple mental health counselors, So you never know, man.
I heard something. I want to say recently, but I heard something a while back, man, about how you shouldn't limit God. You shouldn't limit God at all. You know what I mean? Like how you said, like you can like put a limit on yourself. Like, okay, God, you gonna give me that, and that should be good enough. But God's like, no, I have more for you.
Yeah.
That's why it's always good to have a goal and have a mind, have something you're working towards, but don't let that stop you from going further than that. I'm like, okay, this is my goal right here to get to X, Y, Z. Once I get there, I'm done. Like, no, like God might have something more in store. Don't limit him just based off your own lack of understanding, your own limited, world. Like try to be open and vulnerable. Like try to go out there and try new things, do things you might not feel comfortable doing, but still having that faith in God. But okay, God, you put me in for a reason. I'm gonna
Yeah.
find out why. I'm gonna meet that challenge head on, and I'm gonna keep going to meet other challenges. So
Yeah.
just being open, put yourself in with God. But man, so I feel like we have a
Limitless.
really good episode.
Limitless. That's what ET just had a
Limitless.
whole video yesterday. Came out with it today at 3:00, 4:00 in the morning. He do it every Monday. But he said you gotta be limitless. And he said don't put a limit on yourself because you don't know what God got for you.
I love that, man. That's real. That really is, man. It's like we said, it's tough to do, man. But it's something like you gotta be intentional with each and every day, like to challenge yourself. Like I can do more than this. You're
Yeah.
doing good now, but you can do better. It's not to
Mhm.
put yourself down, but it's more like to hold yourself accountable because we all got great potential. And I ain't trying to sound like an after school service or something like that, but
Mhm.
we all got greats inside of us, man. It's just figuring out what that look like for you and how you need to go about achieving that. But
Yeah.
I like that, man. That's good though. But like I was saying though, man, like we're gonna have a very good episode today, man. I feel like we got a lot of good things to talk about.
Mhm.
So what we're gonna jump into right now, Julian sent me over some information from the sermon he had at church yesterday. So
Yeah.
they basically, I'm gonna let you hop into. I'm gonna just give a quick little summary of it. But
Mhm.
basically, it was about community and about having the right people around you. And
Yeah.
so he sent me a screenshot of the things that they spoke about, like the 5 important things you should, of type of people you should have in your life. So
Yeah.
the first one was heroes. I'm just gonna go in order. I see it on the screen, so let me know if I mess it up. But the first one was heroes, and it says people you look up to and admire. The second one on this list was partners. It says peers who travel with you and hold you accountable. I'm gonna let Julian go in more depth about all this stuff. I'm just teeing it up for him.
Okay.
Mentees, people who have learned from you. Inner circle, people that's in your inner circle.
Mhm.
Mentors, people who can coach and invest in you. And the last one was models. It says people who do what you would like to do. So Julian,
Yeah.
like, so I'm gonna let you go in depth on all that stuff, man, so we can start really have a good discussion about it. Sorry.
Definitely. So like you said, like Terrell said, talk about those. We said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different categories of individuals that you want in your life. But it starts, the first thing starts with you. And so with looking at those areas, you want to think about exactly like you want to be able to reflect on that. So for our listeners, and for our viewers, like definitely when we talk about these things right here, these different categories, reflect on who you have in your life that's doing that for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have those individuals in your life, then maybe the time is now. And so I'm gonna kind of break it down, talk more about it. So like Trail said, the first one was heroes. And so people who you look up to and admire. So who are those heroes in your life? And so, I like to think of heroes like, for example, one of my heroes, one of my superheroes is like E.T. He's very confident, very excited, got that energy every single day. Like E.T. don't take a day off, you know what I'm saying? And he's consistent, he does you know, every single Monday he's putting that video out for free, 3:00 in the morning, every morning. And I look at it, I'm like, he posts this thing at 3:00 every single day. But every single Monday. And I think that's consistent. Like he's not just talking about it, he's being about it. And so what he does is, for those who listen to him, is that he challenges his listeners like, hey, you can talk about it all day. Everybody's talking about it, but are you gonna be about it? And not only does he challenge us as individuals, but he also challenges us to be there for other individuals in our lives. So if that's wife, if that's your kids, if that's your, if that's your parents or whoever that is, he definitely he focuses on finding those individuals, finding that within yourself, and like challenging you to actually like live your life that way. And so let me ask you a question, Trey. When you think about heroes, like you think about heroes, who would be a hero for you, like in your life, or someone that you kind of admire?
That's a good question. So you
Yeah.
said heroes in my life. Somebody I admire. Oh man, I was thinking about it all day, really. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
man, how will I answer this question? Because I don't really feel like I would say I have a hero in my life. Because I feel like admiration is like something it's hard to give people. Like, I can give you my basic level of respect, and
Yeah.
but I feel like admiration. I gotta know you on a personal level to say I admire
Yeah.
you. But like
Yeah.
somebody I've been like really diving into a little bit more and like kind of reading and understanding a little bit more is David Goggins.
Yeah.
Just off the top of my head, that's somebody. I may not agree with everything you say. Like, of course, you're not gonna agree with everything somebody
Yeah.
say and do, but
Mm-hmm.
the main points of what he's trying to get at, like how you need to look inside yourself and figure out who you are first before you can
Yeah.
start trying to, straighten, fix your life and straighten things up in your life. You got to do self reflection and self destruction in a way. Like, you got to
Yeah.
break yourself down to build yourself up. And I like how he spoke about that. Like, you have to go to a dark place. You have to go find that inner warrior inside of you. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
we all have that person that wants to
Yeah.
be great, but it's all bogged down by trauma, negative thinking, a negative environment, like you said, having the right people around you. That all can weigh you down. So I really like
Yeah.
what he talked about. I like how he said it too. Like I like his message. I like listen to while I'm working out. Like, I'm running and working out. Like, so I
Yeah.
have something going on in my mind. Like, okay, something kind of push me through the tough times of workout. But yeah, I have to say David Goggins for that.
Yeah. Now, like you touched on David Goggins, I actually had saw some of David Goggins the other day, and I think the more that you kind of like, kind of like watch an individual, like view them more, or even just like maybe even like a reading or something, the more that you like observe it, the more you can kind of get out of it. And I remember I saw this thing recently with David Goggins, and he talked about like routine. He talked about like days. He was like, I don't even want to wake up. He has his journal where he writes down how many miles he does every single day. And so the days where he does not want to work out, it may be like a Friday. He's like, man, all week I've done, you know, 75 miles total the whole week. I'm tired today. I can sleep in. But when he looks at that journal, he sees, okay, well, I may not run as many miles as I did on Thursday, but I'm going to run. I'm gonna get up today, and being able to see that is gonna make me get up and keep going. And so I think just like I said, like you said, being able to like find that within yourself, and like you said, like tearing yourself down, you got to. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, like, you have to tear yourself down so that you can see that new person within you. Because if not, then you may be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna get better. But you never like actually got rid of that person. So like, yes, you like building, but you still have that old person in you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so it's gonna be a point where times get tough, and you can be like, oh, I'm just going back to my old self. That's me. I've
yeah,
been that for a long time. And so when you finally kind of say like, you know what, that person is gone. I don't want that person anymore. This is a new me. This is a new version of me. The person who goes through tough times are going to overcome this because this is who I am now. I'm not that person before. That trauma, all this stuff is not going to affect me anymore. It's going to actually help me like be stronger. So yeah, I like that one. So the next one, what says partners. So peers who travel with you and hold you accountable. Yep. I mean, I had like two categories. I was like, this could be trail in any category. It could be partners. It could be inner circle. It could be mentors. It could be, multiple things. But with partners, like, who are those individuals like who are traveling? Like, me and Trail always say, like, who are those individuals like, going through this this journey called life with you? You know what I'm saying? Who are these
yeah,
individuals like you're talking to daily? Who are these individuals who are pouring into your life, but you pour into their life as well? Who are these individuals like who are like calling you up? Who are these individuals who are like picking you up? Because you want the same for you. I mean, who are these individuals like who really are listening to what you're saying. Not these individuals that's just like, oh, I hear you, bro. You just talking to me. No, these individuals like you saying stuff they take it to the heart. I said they really embrace what you're saying, and they really like care about you. And that's I think like nowadays we see it so much that people like say they care about you, but do they truly care about you? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, you'll see when what they say when the wheels fall off, man. You will see who
Yes.
really ride for you, man. Really,
Yeah.
like when
It's,
things
you
not
see your
going right,
real friends when you're at the lowest of the lows.
Exactly, man. When everything start going the wrong way, like you gonna see
Yeah.
who's right there for you, man. Like you will go in that same direction with you, the people that's
Yeah.
in your circle.
Yeah.
But that's a good way. I like how you said that, man. I'm like, for like, the emphasis for both our churches for the past couple of weeks, it seemed like just been about community. I like
Yeah.
having the right people around you, the right people in your ears, right
Mhm.
things, being fed to you, like mentally. I ain't talking about just like eating, but like fed to you mentally. It
Yeah.
really impacts your life in a lot of ways. Like a lot of people don't really understand like the things you watch, the things you like listen to, and on a daily basis can kind of like really change how your brain is wired.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's something important, man. I always try to remind myself like you gotta watch what you spend your time with and what you
Take
engage
in.
with.
Yeah.
Exactly, because you usually be like, oh wow, like this song ain't nothing wrong with it, you know what I mean? But like the stuff they saying they're doing is if it don't line with what you're trying to do with your life, like you shouldn't be wasting time like engaging. I ain't trying to tell nobody what to do. Like I'm just speaking on my own personal personal journey. Like that's something I had to get better at doing.
Yeah.
Make like you said, putting the right people in your life. Making sure like your inner circle is clean and not like filled with people that just ain't got your back. Y'all ain't going the
Yeah.
same direction. It's hard for you to go one way when you're trying to drag somebody with you. You know what I mean? It's gonna slow you down. It's just like
Yeah.
wasted space, extra baggage that you don't need. So it's
Yeah.
always good
And
to
it's like
have.
you said wasting space. It's like wasting energy too.
Yeah,
It's like wasting energy. And it's like you
exactly.
just just like come on, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got yeah, like back in the day we played sports. You got teammates running next to you. You come on, bro, come on, bro. It's like you wasting
Yeah,
energy. If you don't want to come on,
exactly.
he ain't gonna come. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I
Let
could be
him take
using
the
that. I could be using that to go faster. Again, want to go faster instead of wasting
Yeah.
time trying to bring you with me. I can use that
Yeah.
time towards myself. You know what I mean? So it's all
Yeah.
about, that's why you gotta make sure you got the right people in your life that's not gonna make you waste time and energy. That's like,
Yeah.
like everybody needs support and encouragement every now and then. Like it's just human. What I mean? I'm not gonna expect you to just be perfect 24/7, just like you don't expect me to be perfect. But it's one
Mhm.
thing to, supporting you when you're down and being there. It's another thing I gotta constantly hold your hand for you to, make a move and do something in life.
Yeah.
Y'all grown adults. You should have no little kids in your circle. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, once you get around that age, like, hey, you're a grown adult. Like, your life is your life. Like, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
hold your hand for you. Like,
Yeah.
I can't live your life for you. I can do my
Mhm.
best for you. Like, if you don't want it for yourself, then it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah. And as you say you want it for yourself, I was about to add on to it and say if you don't have that excitement for yourself, then how you expect me to have that excitement for you? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I can't have excitement for you if you're not excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Like you dunk, and I'm like, let's go. But then you ain't even
Man,
excited.
shoot.
You just going hit the windmill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It made you feel better. Like, damn, I was so hyped up for you, man. You don't even care. Like, shit, well, I guess, why do I care?
yeah, you right there just hit the windmill. Yeah.
Exactly. Whatever, man. I don't care. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I like that's a good analogy though. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not hyped up for your life, if you don't care about your life, how you expect somebody else to hype it
Yeah.
up for you and care about it for you?
You're right. Yeah. So that's we gonna go into the next one. So next category I had was mentees. This is something that when I heard this, I was like, yo, mentees is like mentees is somebody that you can that's someone like that you can support, someone that can like listen to the knowledge that you have, the wisdom that you have, that can hear your story. Um, and so that's a big part of like having a mentee, but also I think the biggest thing I got from when I heard mentees, I'm like, mentees is somebody you could learn from. There's never a thing where it says like, oh, you have to be, a mentee can't teach a mentor. Mentees and teaching mentors 24/7. Mentees are giving mentors that joy again. Or mentees are giving mentors that excitement about life again, because it may be a thing where they like, I've been through life and this and that, and I'm just a mentee. They're like, come on, I need you to bring more because I need your energy to like, you know what I'm saying? get me excited. And so that mentor is like, yo, I need that. Or a mentee gives a mentor a new perspective, that perspective they had before. It may be a good perspective, but he needs a perspective of a younger generation or someone who is bringing a whole new look to a whole new space. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I mean, that's what it's about. So that's a tough category, and it's hard to find mentees.
It is. It definitely is, man. Because, like you said, it's tough to find people that either one even care what you got to say, but number two, more importantly, that you feel like you can learn stuff from too. And a lot of people like, especially younger than us. I know I get into the mindset feel like, damn, you younger than me. You don't care what you got to say, but like you
Yeah,
said, like you might can learn something from them. You actually sit down and listen to what they're trying to say. You may not agree with it, but you can gain some type of different perspective from it, which can help you, learn and grow and stuff like that. So, it's good to have mentees. Like, that's something I'm praying that I have the opportunity to be blessed with be able to give back some knowledge when I get to that point. But
yeah,
it's something that you gotta make sure it's the right mentee. You don't want to be wasting your time on somebody just is not going to listen to you.
yeah,
You want to make sure, like you said, you giving, but you always getting from that person too.
yeah. And I think that like the mentor, like you trying to like, I think you trying to inspire. Whatever all these different categories, you're trying to inspire someone else.
Yeah.
Um, And so I think like with a mentee is like a mentee is looking for someone to inspire them, someone to give them that knowledge that they may have not received. Some knowledge you can't receive in books. You know what I'm saying? Some knowledge you can't receive of watching videos. Some knowledge you need to get off someone's personal experience, someone's personal story. And so once you're able to get that, you like, see, I never even looked at life that way. Or I never even knew I had to do these things. Because why? Because I ain't never had nobody tell me that before. But I'm thankful that you're in my life now. And so since you are in my life, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to like really embrace it.
Yeah, I
Uh
like that.
yeah.
I like how we can end this on top about mentees and go to the next topic. But I just want to touch on something you said. Excuse me, towards the end of that, about how
Yeah.
like when somebody explaining like their life and stuff, you might not understand it at that moment because you never been through that. But like once you actually give them a chance to see, give them a chance to show their perspective, and you see and understand their perspective. Now you got a different lens to see life through. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
somebody like that's going through heavy depression. Somebody that's never been through that might not understand why they feel sad all the time, why they feel like hurting
Mhm.
themselves, why they don't feel like life is worth living. You know what I mean? You can give them, like you said, you can read all books you want to about it. Oh, this is what depression look like. This is the signs and symptoms, blah blah blah. But so you actually go through that, you can't really judge somebody how they live their life while they going through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's just that perspective piece. Like you always got to keep that, be aware of that. Like, okay, like I might not understand what you're going through fully, but if I give you the time to sit down and talk and really try to understand and listen, I might gain a new understanding that I can look at my own life through.
Yeah.
That's another good thing about having a routine. You learn new things, you grow. You learn how to be more compassionate too.
Yeah. The mentees get from the mentors, and the mentor. I mean, it's like the mentees get that knowledge, the mentors get new perspective. I mean, it could be a
Right.
variety of different things that they both receive from one another. And I think and I think the biggest thing from it is just like a mentee wants someone to listen. A mentor, may have been, like I said, a mentor may have been waiting for a mentee to come, and now that mentor finally has that mentee there to listen. Like the mentor gonna be like, man, I've been waiting to share my story or share, that knowledge, and then Lord's like, hey, your mentee right here. This random person reach out to you, hey, can you be my mentor? This and that. You're like, me? Like, yeah, you. It's like, okay, then I've been waiting for somebody to listen. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
it
how I
can
be
be
though. I
exciting on
call on
both.
you, man. I feel like I feel like for us definitely, but I feel like for most people, like the guy calling you, the first question always me. Why
Yeah,
me? You sure you talking to me, guy? Look around, like you talking to him.
I do. Yeah.
Like we should always be ready, man. Like that's why you gotta. It said, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. I feel like
Yeah.
you gotta bring that same mindset with God. Like you gotta always be ready for what God called. You might,
Yeah.
you could just wake up one morning. I'm finna go to the grocery store, give me some grocery in Walmart. God, like, okay, today's the day you finna change somebody's life. Okay, be ready
Yeah.
for that. help bless that person right there. Like, wow,
Yeah,
God, I just want to go get some groceries, man. Why you always asking me to do stuff on my day off? But
yeah.
I'd be ready for that.
Today you
I
about
feel
to
like
just walk into a random person, they gonna ask you a million questions.
a million questions. You know what I mean? Like, so that was just a reminder to myself, like, hey, you got to be more open to when God ready to use you. Don't question it.
Yeah.
Accept it. Okay, God, this what you want me to do? You say
Mhm.
me? You say you want me to do it? Okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we're gonna get to that next topic. We'll be on that mentee mentor for a while, and they
Yeah.
go hand in hand. But in the circle, those who are closer to you, they're like family. And I know, like, for our listeners, you may have somebody in your life that's, you might have a best friend that you call your brother, or you might have someone like who's been in your life your whole life that you start calling your brother, your cousin, or you know how it is growing up. But allowing that person, who is that person, whoever that is, that can even be blood as well. Um, how's that person like in your life? Like, is that person like pouring into your life, that person helping you become the person that you want to be, is that person also doing that as well? So looking at your inner circle and seeing like, are these individuals on that same like wavelength as me? If they're not on that same wavelength as me, then I need to start getting rid of people, or I might need to fall back. I ain't gotta get rid of it, but I might need to fall back and kind of be on some like, when you want to talk, you can talk to me, but I'm not finna. Like I said earlier, we said with the energy, I'm not finna use my energy. I'm just going, you can come to me. I can, be there for you, support you. I can love you, but I gotta love you from a distance because I'm trying to, go up here. I'm trying to like get better, and if you're not on that same like wave, then you know my inner circle kind of gets smaller and smaller. That type of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's the
yeah,
best way to look at it, man. Our time on this earth, man, is it's small, man. Like you can't waste your
yeah,
time because you can't get that back. I feel like that's something I heard recently too, about that. Like money. People worry about money, worry
yeah,
about relationships, all things that can be changed and replaced. If you lose
yeah,
money, you can replace it. But a lot of people don't really think about or really find importance of their time. They don't put that much importance in their time. They do whatever. They waste time all day doing sitting around watching TV or just
yeah,
doing nothing. You know what I mean? And there's seconds you can't get back. That's why I feel like having a job and a career should be something you like enjoy doing. It's not like giving 40, 50 hours a week to a job or a career that you care less about. Like you just giving
yeah.
away 40, 50 of your hours of your
Mhm.
life. Oh, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And for a
It's just
long time, you add
cautionary
that up. Bro,
tale.
just think about that. Like you stay somewhere for 5, 6 years, you just hate it there. Like that's
Yeah.
I don't know, that's a lot of damn minutes and hours. I can't add it up right now, but
These
puts
are
it
the
that much
calculations. These are the
to
calculations right here.
oh
You
yeah,
like
we'll have an editor.
much
If we had an
time?
editor, hey, can you take that up or figure that
Look,
out? But yeah, man,
I get
like
my time back
talk,
for the time I used.
like, I was thinking about it. It'd be cool if you could like, hey, so I'm about to quit. So can I please get the last 5 years of my life back that y'all took?
Yeah,
The last 18,000 hours y'all took. Can I get
yeah,
that back?
18,000.
You don't get that, man. You just waste those 5 years of your life. So it's
Yeah,
always important, man, to figure out what you're gonna put your time into and what you're gonna use that energy for.
yeah, you're right. And so that's why I said the inner circle, like really like focus on the inner circle. And like with these different categories, it's like really like reflecting and just seeing like what you may need to change, you may not even need to change none of this stuff. It just allows you to see like, okay, these are my category. These are individuals that are pouring into my life. These are individuals that are in my everyday life. But then it's also it kind of goes back to like Terrell said earlier, who is pouring into your life. Even if that's not they everyday people. It may be people you watch on YouTube or people, or people that you see on TV or people that you like, who influence you. Um, but making sure that those are positive influences so that they can bring positive energy into your life so that you can flourish in life. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then, so this is the last category. Right? So the last one was like models, people who do what you like to do. I mean, people who are doing what you would like to do in the future. So, like, I can give you an example for me. I've always been a big fan of education. K-12. I'm in higher education currently, and the people like that I want to be like are like those presidents, those black male presidents, you know what I'm saying, who are at these colleges, who are really making a difference, who have given 35, 40 years of their life to education because they know the importance of education. And so being able to, do that and live my life that way, or like see my life as them in the future, to see like, the first thing I think when I think about individual like that, I think about how many lives they impacted. It's not even about the, oh, it's about me, because it's not about titles, because titles are pointless. Titles have no label. Titles give ain't none at all. But it's about how many lives you impact. And so I have this thing on my board. All right, I want to impact 500 lives. I might impact 500 lives already. Don't even realize it. But the goal is to find an individual like who you model to be in the future. And that's just an example. I mean, maybe other people as well. But like I said, we still learn this career thing. We still figure out what we want to go in life. We still young. So, but currently right now, higher education, that's an individual for me is like I said, a black president who is at a community college or a 4-year college, or, maybe even a vice president. But yeah, that type of thing. So
That's good though, man. I
yeah,
mean, we need more people like that like kind of aspire to be in those positions, especially education. We both know from experience, that's something like just being, as a minority, especially
yeah,
a black male, it's something that ain't really pushed towards us a lot, man. About trying to find yourself through that path instead of trying to use your body, use your mind. We always talk about how you can be an athlete and this and that, but nobody really tells you how you can be a principal, how you
yeah,
can be a teacher, how you can help help impact people that way. So I feel like that's important. I feel like that's a really good. I always feel like that's the best path for you, man. You're very good at teaching, and very patient and compassionate. I feel like all attributes of a principal definitely an educator should have, man. So
yeah.
it's something you always talk about every time we talk about this, man. Like you saying, this is how you want to help impact lives. This is how you want to help people.
Hmm.
It's like I said, I wish more people felt like that.
Yeah.
For me, I would have to say somebody I look up to as and like I aspire to be one day or aspire to do what they do. This guy is he's a psychologist,
Hmm.
a counselor, and a therapist. His name is probably a lot more than that, but his name is Gabor Mate. So Gabromatie. So
Hmm.
Gabor Mate. So he's like this. He's from I want to say either Switzerland or the Netherlands. One of those. I think he might be Dutch. He's some country in Europe. I know
Yeah.
it's not Germany. This
Yeah.
is some country in
It's
Europe.
around there somewhere.
He's around there somewhere, man. I'm glad he
Yeah.
probably will never see this, so it won't matter. But
Yeah.
but yeah, he's around there
It was
somewhere.
crazy to say I'm from the wrong. He said my country wrong. Wrong.
Oh, he's like this dude here, man. How you gonna shout me out
Yes.
like that? He said I'm from freaking Sweden, or whatever it's called. But yeah, man. But he's from like Europe. But I just been really getting to more find out, trying to like figure out new mindsets and perspectives to have on life. And I really like how he talked about like when you bring it back to your traumas and the things you're going through in your life, you can always kind of pinpoint it back to your childhood and how like you have to grow through those childhood mindsets before you actually become the person you're trying to be. So
Mhm.
things might have happened subconsciously or consciously when you was a kid
Yeah.
that you can still hold on to. You don't think you do, but they're
Yeah.
still there. Like those wounds and stuff, you got to get those cleaned out so they can heal. And like I just really like how he really speaks on like therapy, how how he's trying to help. He said as a therapist, the best thing the most important goal you should have is to get fired as quick as possible. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's the goal as a therapy. Like you should like, all right, I don't need you anymore. Like it shouldn't be like a decade long thing. Like I got the same therapist for decades. You got a terrible therapist, nigga. You should,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like my job as a therapist is to help get you on the path you're going to, and help you find your way to how to navigate and handle life,
Yeah.
all the bad stuff that can come with it. It's not just to be there for you, just to talk to every time you need someone to talk to, but it's help you get to a point where you can work through those issues without needing somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like I really like how he frames stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I really like
It's,
how he. My bad.
I say if I'm still around, then I mean, that you ain't growing.
Exactly. Like, you should be like, it's just like your doctor, man. If I need to go to my dentist or doctor every single month for something, like, damn, like, what are you actually doing? Like, are you
Yeah,
actually fixing this problem, or are you just trying to pad it out so you can make some more money off me? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
that should be the main focus of therapist, and that's what I'm trying to remind myself. Like, I'm trying to get you to a point where you don't need me as soon as possible.
yeah,
But yeah, like I said, I just like him. I like how how he speaks and how he explains stuff. So,
yeah. So like all those different like categories, are very I think are very helpful in life. And will allow you to take you to like where you want to go. And like I mean it takes time. Like you won't have all those things. Some of those things will be, vacant. Some of those areas gonna be vacant, throughout life. And you might have a mentee one for like 10 years, and then you may not have a mentee for another 10 years. You just never know.
exactly.
But if you could just really like reflect on those things and just realize like, they can like change your life, they can impact your life, then I think you moving forward. You moving where you moving forward. That's the goal, is to move forward. And then once you're like able to move forward, then you're able to do some great things.
Yeah, it's good,
Yeah.
man. Like we had yeah, I feel like I said earlier, man, I feel like this was a really good conversation. I knew we was gonna have a good conversation, but I feel like,
Yeah.
this is a really good conversation, man, to kind of get back into the swing of doing this stuff, man, and kind of
Yeah.
talk about some things we've been discussing amongst ourselves, man, for the past couple of weeks. So just excuse me, put yourself in the right environment, so to succeed. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna put a rose in, like, the Sahara Desert. You know what I mean? Like, it's not
Yeah.
gonna grow right there. So you don't
Hmm.
want to put yourself in a bad environment where you feel like, or you're not going to get the right, knowledge or resources or just
Hmm.
energy that you need to grow. So
Yeah.
all about maintaining that balance, have the right people around you, and just make sure that you putting the right things in so you get the right things out.
Yeah. You hit on the head with that one. Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think that like I said, those things really do make a big difference in your like everyday life and just life, like trying to go ahead, trying to go further in life. Um, and so I know that we talked about that for a while, but I wanted to discuss real quick. We said this is the second edition of Silent Switch podcast, and so
It's the
with
part.
Silent Switch, you know, we wanted to really be intentional. The word that we've been using, really being intentional, like everyday life. Like we want Silent Switch to reflect on like who we are as people, like what we doing like outside of this podcast. So like for Trail and I, we challenge one another to like really like have that silent switch, really be intentional, really like set it in stone every single day what we're going to do to become better every day. We're not going to look at it as far. We're not going to look in months in advance, weeks in advance, years in advance. We're going to look at it every single day, um, and create those habits within those days that will allow us to be great. Um, and we had called it earlier. Did we say like it was like a process or something? Trail, can you explain to me what's a process? I'm
What's
trying
the
to figure
process?
that out. Process, man. I just
Yeah. You
spend
can
some
tell.
time, man.
You can tell he a teacher, man. Oh,
Yeah,
can you explain it? No damn way you know how to explain the process. Nah, I was just playing.
yeah,
Man, a pro like what you were saying, man. A process is something that you do day in, day out. You know, kind of like a routine, something that you do day in, day out for a
Mhm.
desired result. You have to go through a certain process to get somewhere. Like, you have to go through a certain route to get to from here to North Carolina. I have to drive a certain route. I can't just drive anywhere I want to go. So
Mhm.
there's certain routes that will get me there. And same thing with life. So you got certain things you need to do to get where you're trying to go, and that's just the process of getting it. Like, you gotta, if you want to be healthier, what you need to do, you carve out time to, go to the gym, work out, to make sure you focus on your diet, make sure you sleeping well, things like that. When you grow close to God, I make sure I'm making time to spend with God,
Yeah,
making time to go on my word, making time to speak with other people, believers that go on the same journey I am, so I can learn from them. So,
yeah,
like, process is making sure, like, the route that you're going, is paved with good intention or just paved with intentional intention.
Intentional attention. I like how you said that. Like being intentional and like just making it happen. Man, like you said earlier, you said routine. You know, success. I heard the thing one time said success is in your routine. And so not look at routine as like a weekly thing. Look at routine as like a daily thing. Like, what are you doing daily? What are those habits that you're doing daily that's going to lead to you like being great? You know, it's going to lead to you becoming, you know, the mental health counselor. If you becoming, you know, president of COWS or vice president of COWS, like, oh, what are those things you're doing to get that good health? What are those things you're doing to keep that mental good? You know what I'm saying? What are those things to keep that, you know, we said earlier, we said soul to get you like soul. What was the word you had used, Trey? We said I said mind, body, and soul, but you had said mind, body, and spirit. Get that spirit right.
Oh, spirit, yeah. Spirit. You like threw me on like, damn, what did I say? I was thinking I said something profound or something. I'm like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about.
And so, just talking about those things, like, so I want to break it down real quick, Sherelle. So I'm gonna say, it's gonna be kind of fun real quick. I'm gonna say one word, and then I want you to say what things can I do to make sure that I'm working towards being the best at that. Okay. In that area. All right. I'm gonna surprise you. Body.
All right. So working out, eating right, sleeping right. What's another thing I can do? Stretching, you know, make sure I'm stretching out, make sure I'm flexible, good to go with that. I like that. That's it with body. Like those four.
Okay. All right. Next one. Soul.
All right. So for my soul, I feel like that's just, you know, my spiritual walk with God. So I have to say the prayer each and every day. Reading the scripture, you know, each and every day doing that. At least a chapter a day. Prayer, I feel like that's goes hand in hand with your relationship with God. I feel like, you know, you gotta talk with somebody, have a relationship with them. So prayer is a conversation with God. So I would say those three things. Or not, I ask more to going to church. That should be part of my spiritual routine, and you know, trying to do some type of Bible study or something weekly while I'm talking with other believers about God.
Yeah. Okay. That's definitely a good way, or a great way actually. And then the last one right here, mental. Can you do it for mental?
I would have to say definitely watching what I put in. So like, you know, kind of controlling my screen time, not just mindlessly watching TV or YouTube or things like that, making sure I'm spending my time wisely. So right now I'm in a mode. I'm having a lot of stuff I'm learning right now, like my job, and then you know, when I go back to school in a couple months, you know, I'm gonna have to start like making sure that I'm able to study and retain all the information and stuff. So to make sure I'm carving out time to, you know, I like to read, so I like to read on my breaks and stuff at work. I read a little bit, so just taking time to read and learn more stuff and spending time myself so I can do what we talked about earlier, kind of, you know, understand and sell myself so I'm able to break that part down to build it back up to something better.
Okay, then. So that's it right there. Mind, body, and spirit, or mind, body, and soul. Like, what things can you do in those areas to become better every single day? And then the biggest thing of all those things, when you're doing all those things, is being consistent. You know, you can't have the mind can't be, you know, great if you're, you know, like all over the place, you know, different. Like Monday, you good. Wednesday, you know what I'm saying? You're like all over the place. Then Friday, you back good again. Like, it's gonna be like that. But on that Wednesday, like having someone in that group to like support you, you know what I'm saying? To say like, man, you know, I ain't been having no motivation today. What's going on? I'm tired. Well, I need to challenge you. I know you're tired, but I'm gonna challenge you to keep that mind going, like to keep staying motivated, because like I don't want this to take effect on you. Like I don't want this to be a one-time thing. A one-time thing turn into an everyday thing. I don't want that for you. So me as your friend, or me as in any of your groups, mentors, you know, superhero, whoever it is, you know what I'm saying? Really like actually like allowing you to like move forward, you know, telling you like it's okay to be that way, but we gonna work on that. It's like a net in my face. I don't know what you're doing over there. But yeah.
I was wondering what you were doing. I thought you had some like a hair in your eye or something. I hate when I
Oh
get
no,
that.
no, my he said, "Hey,
Like my eyelashes, I had long eyelashes for some reason. They get in my eyes a lot. So I always doing
yeah." So I think those areas, like just focus on those areas. Um, and I also think just we talked about before the trail is like really just like doing that. Like I think we said in a couple other episodes, just reflecting. Like it's gonna be times where you just like you want to just like you just want to come in there like you just like head first and just dive right into it and just be like, okay, here we go. Let me go and get this thing going. And then you start it, but then you like just fall off. I think when you fall off, like you gotta give yourself
it.
grace and get back on.
So Julian,
So
you like you froze? You're in,
I'm
man.
froze.
Okay, okay. You're not frozen now. You had
Okay.
froze for like 5, maybe 6 seconds on my end.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, so that's that. But I guess we can, what you think, Trey? You want to just end it right here, or you want to keep it going, or what you think?
That sounds like a good place to end it, man. I feel like we have had a lot of good material to discuss today, man. I feel like I like what we talked about. I feel like something
Yeah.
important, something we always preach to ourselves, man. Being intentional. I feel like one last thing I want to add on to that is about when you talk about being intentional, you talk about how how you have a routine, a process. You
Mm-hmm.
know, just don't have something just don't say you're gonna do something just because it sounds good. You know what I mean? Like a lot of
Yeah.
times I feel like I write stuff on my board. I like it sound good, but I probably never
Mm-hmm.
get a chance to do it. You know what I mean? Look good up there, like yeah, look at me.
Yeah.
I made a list about what I'm gonna do. This I'm wake up at 5 a.m. every day, do this, do that. But do I actually do those things? Or I just have it saying I'm gonna do that, just telling people I'm gonna do that because it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So reminding myself, reminding yourself to check your attention out every day. Like, make sure
Yeah.
I'm doing this, for the right reason. Make sure if I say I'm gonna do it, make sure I actually do it. Don't try to find
Yeah.
an excuse out of it.
Yeah. Let your words match your actions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely. So we're gonna end it right there, guys. Like I said, make sure you guys tune to Silent Switch Podcast. We don't know when the next episode gonna be up, but make sure you tell your friends and they tell their friends about the Silent Switch Podcast. And make sure y'all tune in next time.
Everybody, tell everybody,
To everybody.
everybody.
All right, then.
All right, man.
Peace.
It was good talking with you, man. We're gonna end it here. Have a good night. You already ended.